Wait, are we live? Do I have to go through that? What part did you see? What part did you not see? Oh my gosh. I don't know why it snagged on us like that. I think we have to do this all over again. I'll do it quickly. Not sure where we left off. Okay, hey, we're live. Welcome to Roller Troll. This was perfect. This is absolutely perfect. So, welcome to Roller Troll. My name is Wade Acuff. Today, we're going to go on a little bit of a hero's journey, going through a hero's journal. I'll explain that in a minute. I want to say hi to chat. What's up, Umacorn, Oliver? I did the whole spiel, and then I went back and looked. Even though I had hit live, apparently we weren't live. It's a live show. Welcome to the live show, everybody. But how does this work? If you've not been here to Roller Troll, we roll a 20-sided die. We go over to our live. Everything's live. We go over to our key. I've already revealed the two keys. If you want to see how that works, I've revealed the numbers like this, our options. All of those polls will be available on YouTube. Jack will be posting them. And it's only on YouTube. So if you're on Behance, you're going to have to take your own little journey and head over there to YouTube. That's how that works. We have two timers set up. One is a troll toll that will go off at some later date. Another one is a kind of a character. If we need to add a character, I have that timer set for me. What else is there about it? Oh, so novel situation. We're kind of doing a book cover, sort of ish. And a field guide is we're going to do all the elements individually instead of one composition. So that's what you need to know for this starting poll. Thank you, Jack, for posting the starting poll. Let's see. So you could tell I'd already done all this spiel because it was revealed. What else? Oh, very important. This was something I definitely want to make sure I got across. This is probably the last episode for a while of Roller Troll. I want to thank everybody in chat for coming out to these and hanging out with us. I also want to thank Adobe and Adobe Live for letting me do this for over a year at this point. You can see up here in the top right, we are 40 episodes in, which is wild. There's been a couple of other episodes here and there that were, I wouldn't call them official, but they happened. But it's been great. I appreciate everybody's support. What else? Jack, thank you so much for being our mod throughout this. Most of the Roller Trolls have been Jack modding for us, and that's always amazing. Jack is really been really supportive, great illustrator, all the things. I can't say enough, but thanks so much for that. Let's go ahead and get into this episode, I suppose, of Roller Troll. First, if you don't know what the hero's journey is, I'm going to bring up a graphic this is from Wikipedia. Thanks, Wikipedia. This is the hero's journey. If you know about it, it's also known as the monomyth. It is a culmination of the hero's journey through different cultures. They kind of hit this and throughout, humankind. The hero takes all of these, they hit thresholds, they go through this whole journey, and it's kind of this, like common myth. It's a way to build a myth. In fact, that's what George Lucas used for the Star Wars shows or movies, and so on and so forth. But this is the journal version of that. So basically, the hero we're taking notes and things are happening. Let's see what's winning in our field guide. Okay, that kind of makes things easier because I did not prep a pre-comp, which I usually do. Yeah, shout out to Jack. Shout out to Jack. But that does mean we have to roll. So let's go ahead and get our roll going. All right. Any guesses at what the first roll is going to be? A 7. I would have never guessed. All right, let's go check out what 7 will reveal. And so the kind of sub theme of this is Rise and Rebel, and the reason that is, it's a little Star Warsy. Um, because shout out to Rogue One and Andor. If you haven't watched Andor, please go watch it. Very significant. Oh, speaking of, first choice, fascist fashion or rebel rags and raiments. Okay. So just like we were talking about with Star Wars, the baddies, the stormtroopers, they all have this look. They all have this thing. So that's kind of what the fascist fashion would be. Rebel rags and raiments would be kind of the rebel attire, and that's what we would be drawing first. Go vote on that over on YouTube, and I'm going to take this time to maybe do a quick illustration of. You know what I'm going to do first? I thought I was going to do this as a vertical, but I think I want to do this as a horizontal. Since we're doing a field guide, I like being able to move around a little bit more. But what I'm going to start with is, if this is a journal, then why don't we draw a little journal first off while you guys go over and vote. I have this lying down. I don't know what the journal would look like. I'm imagining pretty rough and tumble. Not. It could be like leather bound, but like rough hewn. Pages kind of torn out, with scraps and so forth sticking out. That's what I'm imagining. Yeah, feel free to throw in chat your thoughts on what this journal would look like as well. I imagine it would be well traveled, very worn. Possibly. I mean, what would it be? It'd be like it would be a cared for item, but at the same time, pretty banged up, I think. I'm going to go ahead and add as if there are pages possibly sticking out of this thing. Different points. Maybe even curled a little bit in some places. It probably would have, I don't know. I don't know what the binding would look like. Is there a poll? Yes. Sarah, there's a poll at the top. Should be on the top of your chat. I guess we could have done this open. Here, let's do that while you guys vote. Let's do this open. And basically, if you ever want to do something like this, you can just set up a little plane for this to be on. And then just make a book shape. What does that mean? I don't know. Use reference. I'm going to put the middle, the little binding right down the middle. Give us an outline at the top. I don't know if I like this or not. I thought maybe. I want to see an edge, so I'm going to go ahead and skew this slightly. Probably going to redraw most of this, but a couple of semi-parallel lines that has a vanishing point. This book is already looking rough. Flip this around a little bit. So if we're doing a field guide, I imagine a lot of this would be just random notes with sketches and ways to survive the wild, the wilds, the unknown, as it's known, is in the hero's journey. Yeah, I think I stretched this side out just a little bit too far. We'll bring it in. It's a game of push and pull at the moment. Put a little bit of a bend in this, where the spine of the book would be, I think. But we can still have like the little pages sticking out. We could even like dog ear a corner of this. I believe that's what that's called, right? Yes, definitely be hydrated if you need to hydrate. Go get hydrated. Keep an eye on that. Rebel Rags and Raiment is I guess would be Raiments is up. So that's cool. A little bit of fashion, a little bit of rebel fashion. I'm imagining very punk-like look. But I guess that would depend. But I think that's the route we're gonna go here. A little bit of a shadow there. I like the idea of maybe like, just because we can, there are papers. Like these might be stuck in later. Probably a page or two that it's sitting on top of, Something like that. I'm gonna make some little scribbles to make it look like there's something on the page. Probably a couple of diagrams of some sort. We could come back later and fill in if we get something we like with one of the other options. We could fill out this page if we wanted to. And I don't know what it is, but I really like, this probably is not my best example, but I really like drawing books, especially when I'm stacking them. Don't know why. I don't know why. All right, I don't think that when in doubt, wear black. Yes, Jack, appreciate it. I don't think that poll is changing anytime soon, so we can go ahead and get started on that. Here is our journal, sort of. And these two could have little scribblies. Boop, 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 something like that. All right. All right, what are we doing? Fashion. I'm gonna make sure you label your layers. It's funny for me to say that because I never do until I need to, and then I do it. Is that the correct? Yes. Okay. Let's see about, And if we're doing this field note style, maybe we just do jackets as if they were patterns. I mean, I guess that's not how it would work, but if you're diagramming somebody's attire or making a note of it, then maybe that's a possibility. What do you think a rebel jacket would look like? Thoughts, impressions. I'm going to do a basic T-pose for now. Maybe it is sleeveless. Because, you know, who can... You got to have ease of movement, right? Very important. Ease of movement during a rebellion. Ooh, you know what? It's a good time for symmetry. We could just turn on our symmetry tool for now. I do like the idea of... there's something about... I would say something about a title or a choice called rags would not be symmetrical, but I think we'll start with that. If you don't know, there is a symmetry tool up here and you can choose different options. I'm just using the vertical option for now. How many 20s have you rolled today? 0 so far. We've only had one roll, but welcome in, Nate. I think there's some sort of collar. This would be like a vest. I'm not looking to do that. This is definitely, I don't know, maybe there's like a hoodie or something happening here. What about one of those jackets with like the thumb holes? Like if you had thumbs, it would stick out there. Let me move this over. The thing is, if I move this over, just so you know, our symmetry tool does not move with us. So we have to place it again. And I'm just going to eyeball it. I think we're okay with eyeballing it. Yeah, just a 7 so far. But anybody coming in, our voting is over on YouTube. And Jack will be posting those as everything comes up. I think maybe some sort of, I don't know, maybe a bracer of some sort. I don't know. There's maybe some tech. The rebel tech. All right, I am going to turn off. Let's go ahead and just add as if we will have some sort of bottom to this. But I am going to turn off our symmetry now, and I'm going to make a copy of this because I like where this is headed. Maybe we name, let's see, Rebel Rags. Oh, nope, that's not good. Rebel Rags. There we go. But I wanted to add maybe like, we have a copy of it. I think I'm going to erase out some of this. I wanted to add one of those scarves that maybe like you could use just to mix up the symmetry a little bit. Probably pointed down a little bit more as well. I don't think there would be any kind of patching or identification stuff on this, honestly. So possibly maybe get a little bit of a sash. Should the sash be the same? I think it should be the opposite direction. So, you know, just as in fantasy art, you got to have belts and buckles and things of that nature. Because, you know, you got to have pouches and bags and things to carry all your stuff. You know, your water, you got to stay hydrated. You know, and a little notepad, your field notes, something for your field guide to live in. But I like the idea of like also another little scarf, little sash, I guess, in this case. And I don't know, maybe there is like a crossbody bag thing. I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but I love the idea of the field guide being like the notes taken to kind of give us an idea for what, you know, maybe this is a specific person in the movement. I don't know. But it's fun to make up all the stories while you're working on stuff like this. I think that'll do for now. I might... I think that'll do for now. I think that's good. I'll keep working on this while we get another roll. Okay. All right, let's see what's up. 16. Let's take a look. That's 16. First, I want to make a note for that. And 16. What do we got? Rage Against the Machine. Okay. And Ghost in the Machine. So a couple of different things here. One, some sort of action against the rise of the machines. I don't know what that would be. Maybe something in silhouette. I'm not sure. Ghost in the Machine would be some sort of probably robotic driven character or equipment. I don't know. When you vote, I will start to figure it out. In the meantime, I'm going to continue to work on, maybe we do an alternate version of this. Or I guess we could, let's see, since we have it, let's make this a little bit smaller. And maybe there's a headgear or something. Like maybe there's a helmet. I'm not sure. Just kind of just winging it. You're the mechanic, chat. Again, big shout out to Jack for rolling with all of the options and coming up with phrasing and, you know, all the things. I sometimes forget to read them as they're going up, or I don't see them because I can only see the votes. And it catches me off guard in the best way. This one could have like little stickers and I don't know, scrawlings of the previous owners of the helmet, because I'm sure they share. could indicate this is an empty interior potentially. Maybe there's like a faux hawk. They have stuck something on here. I'm always a big fan of the faux hawk or a mohawk. What else? What else? There could be goggles. Maybe we'll do them separately. Need a cross bag with pockets, bullets. Yeah, bullet belt. The bullet belt would only be it wouldn't be actual bullets. It would be breath mints or something. Just to keep it more non-violent. All right, here we go. I'm not sure what I want these to look like. They could be one piece. Kind of like that. It's a little bit more sci-fi-y. That was the other kind of dilemma with this one was I really wanted to go fantasy, but I kind of like the crossover sci-fi fantasy stuff. Science fiction, a little bit of fantasy in it. I find that to be fun. There we go. And then we could just have, don't know that we need. I was gonna do a little strap, but I'm not sure we need it. Maybe that helps this read as goggles. All right, maybe a little buckle in the back. Okay. And I could totally see this in like a field guide where they had, writing like this. These are the type of goggles this people wear, blah, blah, blah. Could totally see this. Well, let's take a look. Ooh, we kind of got a little, I'm going to give this a little bit longer. What else should we do as far as a fashion? I'm surprised we don't have a tie, but I kind of want a tie. Is that weird for me to want the tie now? Hey, what's up, Ryan? How's it going? Also, anybody else coming in to chat? If you don't know, this is Roller Troll. We're hanging out, drawing. The voting is happening over on YouTube. What else do I need to tell folks? I think that's it for now. All right, so Rage Against the Machine is happening. I don't know what that's going to look like, but we're going to figure it out. Maybe it's a literal, maybe it's the, I got it. I think I got it. I think it's going to be someone, let's see if we can do this. So the inspiration of this was actually from the band. So now I'm like, what if it is someone shouting from a bullhorn in a crowd? Or something, you know, probably sci-fi like, potentially. Let's try it. But since we have that, let's go ahead and vote. Wow. Let's go ahead and let a roll so we can vote. All right, here we go. A 12. All right. 12 reveals Rebel Radio. Perfect. Perfect timing. Propaganda Outpost. Boo. But I mean, you would run across that potentially. So these are your choices. Something to do with some sort of Rebel Radio. Could be the same character we're about to draw on Propaganda Outpost. I don't know what that's going to look like. So again, question mark. We'll see what happens when the vote when you vote. So what do I want to do here? I'm going to get a rough body going because I think we're doing this in silhouette, to be honest. Potentially by the end of it. I'm going to try to drop in rib cage. Let's see. I do have a reference over here. I'm going to sort of use it. Just to get a rough idea of what we're doing here. Squish this around a little bit to get my proportions a little bit more where I want them, and then draw over the top of it. Like I said, probably a lot in silhouette here. I don't know that we'll see much detail. And I want this bullhorn to be... It'll be a little bit more maybe sci-fi-ish. Maybe with like... I don't know. Again, if we're doing this silhouette... Maybe there's a handle here. And I'm using the reference pretty close. All right, so I do want this. I'm going to make a copy of this. Get rid of all of our interior. I don't know if it'll read very well this way, honestly. We're going to try to make it work. But I'm also going to scale it way down because I want this to be, like I had mentioned, probably in a crowd. So I'm just going to indicate other heads and stuff happening. Maybe this standing on something in the street. I don't know. I'm imagining this is a sketch from the book, from the field guide. And they're just getting the outline of this. All right, it's kind of working. Maybe, okay, this is where we're going. We're going to put a little backpack thing on here, and it may distort. Hopefully it'll read. It may distort the silhouette. But if we make it a little bit more possibly mechanical, and I'm a big fan of antenna. So not a futuristic thing, but I like the retro future part of it, possibly. I don't know. It's like not necessarily old technology is bad technology. In fact, sometimes it's complete opposite. Maybe they are also wearing, I don't know. I'm okay with them not having. And maybe there is, like I said, some sort of mechanical something. Very decisive with the voting today, yeah. Okay, here's our raging against the machine. Some sort of structure back here. All right, I think that's working for our purposes. Let's see. It looks like Rebel Radio. Okay. So I'm actually going to take this and scale this down a little bit. Again, I could totally see, like, let's see if I can get back to my brush. I could totally see, like, some writing about the event or what was happening here. Possibly some, signage being held up. All that stuff. I like that. Okay, I'm going to leave this up while we do the radio. And I think... Also, thanks for voting on the Rebel Radio. I didn't know what to do for the propaganda of Outpost. But I think we're going to do a little bit... Here, I'll move this over this way. I think we're going to do a little bit like what we did last week with some of the further back environment stuff and throw in a radio station. Okay. What am I doing? We're rolling. That's what we're doing. You'd think I'd know how this worked after 40 episodes. Plus. But you know what? Every day is a new, fresh day. Let's roll. 9. All right, let's take a look at 9. I'm going to mark this for Rebel Radio and then zip on down to 9. Bounty hunter, of course, there's a bounty hunter. Or a uniformed officer. I mean, in our little future landscape, what could that look like? Oh yeah, I need to just select this too. Nope. Notes, please. Thank you. All right, so bounty hunter or uniformed officer. Jack, do your thing. Thanks for putting the poll up. I'm going to work on this little radio station. And I'm going to try to work with the other drawing up. So I'm just going to do another... I like this... I guess you would call it an elevation style drawing for this. We could do like a slanted roof. Or maybe it's not an elevation. Maybe it's... okay, we're working with something. I'm going to let this roll. So we're kind of looking sort of below whatever this is. Well, we know it's a Rebel radio station. I would assume they would not have straight up markings on their station. So we're not going to have like call signs or anything sitting out there. In fact, probably would be a little bit of worn down potentially. Maybe even disguised as if it is no longer functioning. And I will put some little doors on here, probably a little double door action, mainly to get the scale of this building. Do we know it's not very large? You could also do like a little person silhouette, so you could see what the size is. I think that's about right. But I'm thinking almost like a bunker style. I'm going to put maybe there was a window over here, but now it's covered. It's got some sort of little awning happening, I think, right here. Which there could be things draped. Falling off of it, dangling, if you will. I don't know, boxes, crates, whatever in front of this little window. I'm trying to get the window to look about, yeah, maybe there we go, something like this. And it could potentially be boarded up. Because everybody knows if you just put boards in a window, people already know, oh, there must not be anybody there. That must not be functioning. That's a pro tip. If that's what you want, that's how you do it. I imagine this was maybe a little radio station. But they've taken a couple of, taken the actual signage down, I would think. Probably a flat roof. I don't know. I don't know how these things work. Yeah, broken signage. I thought about that, but then I was like, wouldn't they just take it all down? It could be cool if we had like part of some lettering still up. Maybe there's something falling down there. I don't know. Okay, we'll leave, and then we'll leave like a little stub of something that was there. I like it. Good suggestion. Only a stack of things over here. Maybe an old ice machine. Is that what we got? This is starting to look like last week's. This is something from Fallout. I don't know. There's something happening here. Maybe there's something in the back. Cool. I think that works for our station, our Rebel radio. Oops. Accidentally turned on our caps lock. Okay. What's happening? Bounty Hunter it is. Looks like Bounty Hunter is winning. So what's the story here? I'm going to go ahead and put out some little scribbles again, like there's some sort of writing explaining what's happening at this place. I don't know that we'll have all of this coming in together for anything, but I just like the idea, keeping it themed on the field guide part of this. And maybe we can continue on this page with the bounty hunter. I'm gonna make sure I'm labeling. I know, chat. I'm labeling. Yeah, let's leave these up. Or I guess we could move this down here for now. I'm just trying to give myself enough room. I could turn them off, but I think it's more fun to see what we're doing or have done. All right, but let's get a roll going just so we can keep the fun continuing and going forever, or at least till the end of the episode, whichever comes first. Streets of Andor, yeah, Umcorn's on board. Let's go. 16, okay, all right, well, not gonna put it in the jail just yet, because I think we did roll a 16. So let's go again. A 3. All right. Let's see what we have on 3. All right, 3 provides 2 options. A wizard is never late. Or Spirit Guardian. Now, this is something directly related to the hero's journey. There's multiple times where you're kind of like, there's a spiritual realm, or there's a mentor of some sort. So whichever one of those you want to see portrayed, that's what we're going to do. Today is 16. Wait, what? Old luggage. Oh, I missed that. That's a great, maybe that's what some of these little boxes are. But now, let's see what our bounty hunter looks like. Of course, I'm thinking, Boba Fett-esque. But we're not doing that. We're not going to take directly, right? That's not a thing. They could be robotic. It could be something like that. Which is also a thing. I don't know. I'm gonna see what happens. Chat, if you have any ideas for what this character could look like. An automaton, potentially. I like the idea of that. There are times where that comes up, potentially, in the options, but that doesn't mean we can't have more than one, right? Thinking they're adjusting something on this arm over here. Yeah, I think we're maybe it's by like some sort of cyborg hybrid something. I think we do have to have a shoulder pocket. Everybody knows bounty hunters. You can tell a bounty hunter when they have a shoulder pocket. That's when you need to look out. Probably that bandolier idea is a decent thing. I was thinking along the lines of a helmet, but now I don't know. Let's try this. Maybe it is an automaton. And it's just it's like a placeholder face. It's a face holder. And there is no top. That's it. That's all you get. You get like a visor looking thing potentially, and then that's it. Maybe there's some things popping out here. Mechanically. Again, some sort of antenna. Why? I don't know. Maybe not. It looks a little off there, I think. Okay, this is sort of shaping up. The poll is up. Ooh, a wizard is never late. Okay. I might get to go straight into fantasy realm. And now I'm starting to already think, is our wizard, if that's what wins, humanoid or not? Humanoid or nay? All right, so what is this? Maybe it's just a normal little jacket on this side, kind of leaning over. Shoulder pocket. Little mechanical elbow. You wouldn't see it through the jacket, but you know. Probably pull this little bandolier up a little bit because the shoulder would be pushing it. All these things to think about when drawing, planning out this stuff. Probably a little pocket here on the chest as well. All right, I don't know what's going on with that hand. It's okay. Probably come back to it if I were going to clean this up. But we have to keep moving. I mean, we could, yeah, I think we'll leave it like that. I don't want to get too bogged down in like, I was like, we could make it very mechanical, but I think I like the idea of just these little plates in place. And maybe there's little screw holes or, attachments. Let you know that you think you know what you're looking at, but you don't really. Like, is there supposed to be something else here? Or is it just a blank piece of metal? I don't know. Could do like a speaker. That's actually not bad. Hold on. Revisiting. I'm going to do like a little shape here. And maybe there's a little grill for your speaker. There we go. Perfect, I think. I think it's perfect. Or close enough. Backpack. We doing backpack? Bounty hunters have backpacks. Some have jetpacks. Not this one. Ooh, but it's not. Oh, I see. So maybe it's a backpack, but there's no strap. It's not like strapped on. It's got a so it's got just attached. It's just attached. That's all we need to know. Oh, we have our first troll toll. If anybody wants to hop into the Discord, our troll toll alert just went off. That means if you go over into the Discord, and I think Jack can drop a link. What was our last choice here? A wizard is never late. Maybe tell me what the wizard will be wearing. Maybe help me out with that garb-wise as I get ready to go into that. And that's going to be our troll toll. So you can end that poll, Jack, if you would, before it ties. And then, we're stuck with another tie. We've had a lot of ties on Roll a Troll. Okay, I think that's going to do it for our bounty hunter for now. I would not be happy to see this bounty hunter. I don't think. Flip it around. Probably would, let's see, just gonna grab a section of this, transform, and then warp a little bit, and just pull this elbow out and down slightly. Something like that. Yeah, I think that works. I think that's working well enough. And then again, bounty hunter description, blah 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 blah. Keeping with our field guide. I don't think we need the little arrow thingy. All right, starting a new page. Man, we were whipping through this. I'm going to head over to Discord, see if anybody's chiming in. Let's see. They need a space shades, glasses, or a visor. Yes, Megan hopping in. Does that mean we need a new role? Does that mean we need a new role? I think it does. So why don't we do that? Why don't we just do that? Thanks, Jack, for the heads up. Hey, relax. I appreciate it. Yeah, it does go a long way. All right, let's see what we get on that roll. Here we go. Ooh, an 18. There's something about 18. I don't remember. Oh, let me make sure that's approved. Let's see what 18 has for us. Ooh, maybe. Okay, we do have options. Back channel bureaucrat. Terrible. Or not. Could be good. Jails of justice. I have an idea for what those are. Kind of funny, but not really. Kind of funny, but not at all. I'm thinking scales of justice, but instead jails of justice. Okay, what are we doing? Wizard, Wizened Wizard, that is going to help us out with a Space Shades glasses visor. Anybody else wants to chime in, feel free to do that. I'm also thinking, just because I want to, I mean, you know, why not? Not human? Not human. I'm trying to, right now, my head is screaming, don't do Yoda, don't do Yoda, don't do and then lo and behold, Yoda is happening. I think we can avoid that. Maybe. Yeah, we can definitely avoid it, right? Oh, sorry about that. We're not live. Okay, you didn't see anything. Clearly, you didn't see anything. We had something that was similar to Yoda going on, but I kind of like this elongated version. Still Yoda-esque. But we do have to add on some visor. Maybe that's what we do here. Let me keep working on this. Thanks for the heads up, Jack. I appreciate it. I was so going into this, I was like, we got to make sure I'm not muted. So far, that technically hasn't happened. Technically. Yeah, so we have the elongated Yoda here. Maybe we don't do. Maybe we just keep it simple. What if we added a mustache? Can't say it's Yoda if it has a mustache. And a little, maybe just the mustache. Oh, maybe chops. Yeah, I think we're finding it. We're finding it, chat. It's happening. I'm not sure it should be happening, but it's happening. Also going to put little tusks, little tusk points. I don't think I've ever done. Now I do often make creatures with like these long, like mandible parts. I'm not sure I've ever tried to add a mustache to that. And right now, I think it's ridiculous, but I'm enjoying it. Big, bushy eyebrows. There we go. Something like this. Very stylish. Lots of styling gel is at work here. Very whale like? Interesting. I'm not seeing whale, but definitely in some sort of robe, I would think. Let's call it there. But we got to get this visor. What do we want to do? Space shades. What does the visor look like? I mean, this just looks like he's out doing yard work or something. We got to make it, got to add some sort of mechanical aspect to it, I think. And I don't want it to be a hat, right? So it is a visor full on. I'll just add some thickness there. When in doubt, thicken it out. It's just, sometimes there are meanings behind the rhymes. And a lot of times there's not. And you know I'm adding an antenna off of this. Boop. But I like the hair idea. What if we keep that going? Oh, what if it's in a man bun? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Oh, walrus maybe? Yeah, I could see that. Kind of want to keep the hair going in a full, you know, fresh out of the salon, possibly. I thought about a man bun. Maybe it's just in like a little ponytail or some sort. Or gathered. I'll just say gathered. There we go. But I think there is like a robe element. So now it just looks like elongated Yoda in disguise. I'm not mad about it though. I think it's okay. Flip this around, give me a little bit better view of it. Get some a little bit more eye definition, I think. Okay, back channel bureaucrat is winning. Again, is this gonna let me just do another creature? Because I think that's what we're looking at. This visor could definitely use some work. But I'm not going to spend all day doing that. We have other things to do. I think this is okay. I think this is all right. I think it's not necessarily giving mentor, reluctant mentor, maybe. I like that. I think that's maybe where we're at with this fella. It's like, come on, really? Okay. Again, keeping with the field guide thing, we'll put a little scribbles out here. And I'm going to move him over. We'll start our bureaucrat right after we get another roll. Okay. He looks tired. Yes, he does. Oh, 17. Okay. Let's see what we have for 17. And we're going to make sure we circle our back channel. Wow, every time. Let's go. All right. 17. Options are... Ooh, courageous companion. Okay. Or co-hero cohort. Now, the thing is, we don't necessarily, with the field guide, we may or may not get the actual who the hero is because it's their journal, but we might have a companion. Which companion would be more like possibly a little animal creature thing, but the co-hero would be basically someone in their that would be in their crew that is just as important as the main hero, and maybe they have their own field guide. I mean, we won't get into that today, but all right. So this bureaucrat, I think, probably. I like the idea. Let me go ahead and make this a wizard. Label it. I'm sure I'm spelling this wrong. It's okay. I'm thinking elongated, even more so. Probably a larger chin. Probably a crooked nose. I don't know. I'm just kind of riffing here. There would probably be something. I don't know what the word was. Stately, regal. I don't know what the terms would be. Definitely, probably off-putting. These are just, tropey kind of things for bureaucrats. Possibly could, could be not necessarily someone bad. They could be part of the solution, but still have the appearance of potentially, causing trouble. Well, solving trouble, I guess, if you're a back channel. Trying to be the solution, but maybe not in the best way. And since I didn't get the long ears on the other one, we're doing it here. We're doing it. We're going for it. Definitely the pulled back, overly tight, slick back hair, maybe. I was gonna say shaved sides, but then I'm like, that's too cool. That's probably too cool. What's up, Clever? How's it going? It's almost very vampire-like, which I'm not mad about that. Would definitely be possibly, I guess, semi-energy vampire. Probably very buttoned up. I'm gonna give them a super, maybe a high collar. No, that's a little too. Maybe a stiff lower collar, something like that. Very, very much disgusted. Almost every conversation is beneath them. Gotta have the side eye. I'd probably lean, if we were trying to make this a little bit more realistic, I would lean into cleaning up some of the proportions a little bit. Maybe a little bit more in the creature side of things. But I think we're going to leave this as it is. Ooh, I like the idea of a little bit of earring. Like they're trying to say, look, I know how to have a good time. See, I have earrings. I'm not all business, meanwhile being all business. Okay. Again, field notes, little something. All right. Courageous Companion is winning. What do we have left? What do I owe you guys? Courageous Companion. We have about 40 minutes. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to continue to be up to no good. Go ahead and end that one, Jack. We're going to call that. I like the companion thing. Appreciate your On 8 Productions. Yeah, Count Ulrich by Orlock. I'm not sure. Do I know what that is? Fill me in. Sounds familiar, but I have streaming brain right now. So let's go ahead and get a roll in. Before I forget to do that. Let's get this roll. Okay, 12. I think that's not been done before. Actually, it was. Sorry. That means I hate to do it. We're going to put this in the dice jail, I think. Wow. Okay, where is this? Okay, here's my little jail. Sorry. And we're going to roll another d20. If you didn't know, I think we had 16 a couple of times, 12 a couple of times. Let's see. We get that is a 16. Okay, well, it's the first roll it's at. A 5. I think we're good. We're good. All right, 5. What are our options? A bucket of bolts or a leaf on the wind. All right, so I would say this, the bucket of bolts is something that's some sort of ship or something that, it's described as a bucket of bolts. So probably falling apart, probably lots of greebles. Leaf on the wind, something a little bit more sleek, a little bit more clean as our ship, as our means of conveyance. But that's what that means. I guess when the poll goes up, again, polls are over on YouTube. If you're on Behance, you're not going to see those, so you're going to have to go over to YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, jail time. Umacorn knows. Umacorn knows what's up. Okay. What do we need? What do you guys need? A companion? Sure. Why not? I'm feeling fluff. Let's see. Companion. Feeling fluffy. Let's chunky. Chunk factor 12. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Probably... I don't know. I'm just going to sketch. We'll see where this goes. feel, I don't know. I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm having mixed feelings. Yes, 100%. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay. So just chat, just hang with me. I promise. Okay, that's my second alarm. I think we're good. That was to make sure we had some sort of characters happening, and we're good on that. So hang with me, chat. I think we're gonna be okay. I this companion, yes, sure. It's not really a pet though. It may look pet-like, but I think it doesn't really. It's one of those things where maybe its capacity is in. It's just a support role, so it doesn't really get to do a lot of the things, mainly because it doesn't want to. But whenever our hero needs a little break, they have a companion that is there for them to play. To be their player two, or maybe it's player one. It just plays video games all day and make sure things on the ship are somewhat running smoothly. It deals with the entertainment on the ship. How about that? So I'm thinking like it cuddles, but only by way of like how close it can be, to you in the television, our screen at this in this case. Like I don't think that it couldn't handle the responsibilities. It's just not built for it, and it's fine with that. Like that's its place. Like that's what it wants. It's an important job, okay? You got to have your pals to play video games with. At a long day of rebelling all day, you just want to come back and relax and play some video games with your best companion buddy. Maybe there's a little derp, a little tongue derp. It's got to be sitting on cushions, right? It's got to be like. We're taking up like the whole screen with this guy. Also, I guess it could. Let's see. Its main job is to get you past the hard bosses that you might need a little help with, if you want it. If you want it, like it's just there. If you're like, hey, can you get me past this part? They're like, yeah, no problem. Also, chat. What do we have a name? Do we have a name for this? And I'm thinking, I want the mohawk thing. Let's see if we can get. First of all, do we want ears? And what type of ears? Oh yeah. There we go. And we're talking ears that like they're full of that fine, soft hair that comes out. It just blends into the rest of the fur. It uses its cuteness to divert the enemy. Yes. What's up, Penny? How's it going? I don't know if I said hi already. I think that's what we have here. And do I want this hair floof? I think so, but I also think it continues down the length of the body. I think this is like, it's like a horse's mane, sort of. Can you imagine the hairballs you would find? All right, getting a little carried away here, but it's fun. I'm having fun. Probably some snacks sitting over to the side, you know. A packet of crisps on the floor, half spilled out. Something like that. I know, pretty rough, but I like it. There we go. Okay. Let's see, what do I owe? What is owed? Bucket of bolts is winning, so it looks like it's time to do a little, to get all ship shape about it. I could spend the rest of the time drawing this, I promise you. Painting this would be so much fun. Deceptus? That's an interesting name. I don't see why not. Okay, here we go. All right, I think that's our video game playing companion taken care of. It's a little rougher than I wanted it, but I think the idea is there. Yeah, something like that. Okay, bucket of bolts. Let's do it. I'm gonna, I guess I could, you know what? We can keep this up over here. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Maybe this is your note about your best bud hanging back on the ship. All right, and then I'm gonna name this. I'll pull this over a little bit more. Maybe up. So I think we're gonna do the ship down here at the bottom. Bucket of bolts. All right, let's see what we can get into. But first we need to roll. I don't want to forget to keep us going. Okay. Don't roll jail time. That's an 8. That is an 8. All right, let's see what 8 has for us. Ooh. Ancient artifact. Okay, this again goes back to, well, let's just reveal both of them. Ancient artifact or unwieldy weapon. So this goes back to one of the like thresholds from the hero's journey. Sometimes you're gifted things. So that's what this could possibly be. Let me go ahead and make the notes I should have made again in the approved color. There we go. I think we're all good. We did one of these, sort of. Okay, so ancient artifact, unwieldy weapon. Let's see. We got to do our bucket of bolts, though. Okay, you know what? I might just clean slate this. Just because I don't want anything distracting. I really thought Leaf on the Wind might win. I don't know why. And we kind of did this sort of not too long ago. We were doing things with Greebles. I'm going to try my best not to make it look like that ship. It will be some greebling. There will be some greebling going on. And I think there will be possibly... I mean, there are definitely going to be some things kind of just tacked on. And I think that's just part of being a bucket of bolts. I like the idea of maybe something being tethered. Like they didn't have quite enough room. Or maybe they added on like to their crew list or something. So they added a little trailer. Oh, this is reverse. Oh my gosh. Okay. And maybe asymmetry would be a place. Right now it's very symmetrical. And I like the idea of this being kind of the cockpit area. I think this shape kind of just ducks under. Oop. And I guess if we were thinking of this as a car, which I'm not necessarily doing that, but this could be like the grill. It could just be greebles. I don't know. Let's get rid of that. Oh, maybe, there we go. I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to flip this around. I don't know why, but I'm feeling I want to work from this direction, and I don't exactly know why, but we're going to do it. I do think, I'm thinking now it's kind of a, if this is the part that's tethered back here, it's more of a cargo situation than it is, like you can't reach it while you're traveling. But now I'm seeing this as the, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm seeing this as the windshield if we're looking at a car. So now the scale of it has dramatically changed, in my opinion. But I like it now that it feels more like it's a cargo van. It's van life. It's 100% van life now. %. There we go. I'm digging this. I think it's goofy. I think it works. And you know what? It has to have a spoiler now. Not sure what that would do in space. I mean, I do know nothing. There is no wind resistance. But this is a clunker, so I'm going to add... Yes, van life, 100%. I'm going to add some little just basic, maybe some patchwork, repair panels. I don't know. I do like the idea now that we can just, all the pretext of like, this is a cool vehicle is gone. I mean, I would think it would be cool, but I'm not sure. But now we can just have stuff like, hanging from the bottom. Little cables and cords and whatnot. Nothing's really tucked away, This van can just be itself around other vehicles. That's how comfortable it is. It's not trying to, keep up with the Joneses, with the Space Joneses. Ooh, I like the idea. Hold up. Maybe we can do... I don't know. I'm going to get carried away here. I know we only have about 20 minutes. Am I still owe you something that's going ancient artifact? Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm going to finish this little cargo container thing out a little bit. We'll do a little bit of connections. Possible little connections, little tethers. But it too, of course, has to have a space spoiler. Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't make sense for it to not have one, right? And I would say panels, probably more paneling. Another patch panel. I'm not reading bucket of bolts too much, and that's a little bit... I wish there were more. I'm going to put a little bumper on here. I don't know why. Again, Not a land-bound vehicle, but I guess you could still bump into stuff in space. It's a space bumper. Something like that. Probably a shape under here instead of another chord, just to bulk it out. Sometimes you got to bulk things out, okay? I don't make the rules. Well, that's not true. I do make the rules here, but I don't always follow the rules. Once I've made them. All right. I think we're good. I think that works. This is what's our vehicle name? Man, there's so many things. Very rough. That's okay. Probably a ding or two, you know. Need a fin on the top. Wait, a fin on the top of the spoiler? Sure. Which means, you know, you got to do the same on the back. There you go. Or are you talking about like a fin like that? That kind of messes up our shape. It's kind of funny. I think I'll go back, but if I can. Did I go too far? Sometimes you go too far. Whoa, speaking of, get out of here. Okay, we're good, I think. Yeah. Add that back. Okay. We roll the rules here. That's right. We just roll with it. Okay, what do I owe you guys? I think I owe you guys, besides an explanation for myself. We have Ancient Artifact. That's right. We can end that one. This may be the last roll, foreseeable roller troll roll coming up. Maybe I'll make it extra thick. I mean, not the roll. You know what I mean, I think. Let's find out. Let's find out together. All right, let's try it. They didn't really stay all in there, so I guess it didn't really matter. 16. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm not going to jail. You're not going to jail. Let's just roll it out. See what happens. What is that? An 11. Do we have an 11? We do have an 11. It has not been marked yet. Let's do that now. Triumphant Transformation or Goddess's Gift? Goddesses? Possessive? Anyway. Again, this is kind of the same thing with the unwieldy artifact. Unwieldy weapon or ancient artifact. So let's do that. Let me make a comp. Let me make our selection known. So this is the Triumphant Transformation is another thing in the hero's journey where our hero, whoever they may be, has some sort of transformation. We haven't drawn our hero. We're not going to have enough time. But if you choose that one, we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. I do want to make our little note here for our bucket of bolts. Oops. As if, you know, hey, we've got this at a used space car lot. It's amazing. Only 7 bajillion million miles. Okay, artifact. What is it gonna be? I think, in keeping with the theme, The artifact is some sort of remote control for our game console. At least that's what it's presumed to be. Possibly. There's more to it than that. We don't know, though. It's an ancient artifact. Its secrets are still hidden. But we probably have a little thumbstick. Probably a D-pad. You know what? If it's a D-pad, it's going to be D-shaped. Don't know why, but it is. And I don't know, tons of buttons over here, right? Probably a shoulder button protruding out. That van is neat. Yeah. I think that's what our hero thinks too. They're like, man, our van is rocking van. Or something. I don't know. What are the words? What are the words here? Okay. We got a bunch of buttons. I think they're going to be... You're not even going to know what to do with these. There's so many. You can't even really like put your other fingers down to rest on the controller because you might hit another button. Just adding a little bit of depth to these, sort of. They're all different sizes too, which I kind of like. I think maybe there is a, just to add to the complexity and the ridiculousness, there's a full-on QWERTY style mini keyboard. And it does have a tilde key. So, you know. Some sort of little view screen. I don't know what this would be. It's an ancient artifact. What are you going to do? It's so ancient, it actually comes with a physical instruction booklet. That's how ancient it is. Like whoa. Styrofoam packing and an actual honest to goodness instruction booklet. That's how you know it's old. Just a heads up, we are going to go to the very end of the hour. Behance will switch off in about 3-ish minutes. But we're going to go all the way to the end over on YouTube. So, you know, if you want to come and hang out with us there, feel free to do that. You can also go ahead and follow, subscribe, you know, all of that stuff you do on YouTube to make sure you keep up with all the Adobe Live content. Because just because Roller Troll won't be here, there will be something, and it will be fun to watch. All that stuff. Okay, I think this will do. We're going to go to the end. Roller Troll After Dark. I guess we could talk about other places you can find me, if that is something you would want to do. I got to get this other drawing in, but this is our it is. Ooh, maybe it's wireless. Maybe it's wireless, but being wireless and being me, it has to have an antenna. Maybe two. There we go. I mean, it's still wireless technically. There we go. And this is definitely an ancient artifact. Scribble, 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 scribble. Okay, looks like the goddess's gift. You know what? Maybe the gift was the friendships we found along the way. Or it could be another bag of crisps. Unopened. Hermetically sealed? Is that correct? Is that a thing? Or maybe just heat sealed. I don't know. And it's got a label. Clearly a crisp. Couple of those. I mean, that is a truly exceptional gift. When you need a snack for video gaming, I would not turn down a bag of chips from a goddess. That's truly what the hero's journey is about. Accepting snacks from strangers that only have goodwill. Perfect. Perfect way to end a Roller Troll. Yeah, thank you, Jack, for putting the links in there. I do have my own personal stream that happens on Thursdays on Twitch. Some of you know about it. I've seen some of you attend in the past. Been doing that for a while. We'll be continuing to do that. Again, Roller Troll has been a blast for me. I do appreciate everybody that comes and hangs out. And let's take a look at what we did today. On today's episode of Roller Troll, we made a field guide by walking through a hero's journal through probably their rise and rebel stage of their existence. We started with our possible journal entries. And then we had a little bit of garb. Let's see, is this the... Yeah, there we go. Rebel rags and raiment. We did some goggles and maybe like some attire that they might wear. Helmet and such. We got a little vignette for our rage against the machine. Someone in some sort of protest, letting their voice be heard. Clearly something you should do. And this is our little radio station. I think this is really fun. I would love to kind of expand on some of this stuff. And then we had our bounty hunter, which, wouldn't want to meet up with this guy out of the blue. It was a lot of fun to do this. I don't know. When I do robots like this, I kind of like always second guess things, but I think it turned out okay. What else? We had our wizard. This scrub of a wizard is our mentor, by the way, which I love it. Then let's see. We have our bureaucrat. Surely back channel bureaucrat up to no good or maybe good. I don't know. And then we have our little companion who's ready to help us with video games and whatever else we need. Procurement of snacks, that sort of thing. All the helpful stuff. What else? Then we had our bucket of bolts. This is what we're flying around in throughout the universe, where we're rising and rebelling and making notes in our little journal. We're journaling in space. And then last but not least, our goddess gift of chips and our ancient artifact. But that's going to do it for me. That's going to do it for Roller Troll. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out, and I hope we see you guys real soon. Bye, everybody.